Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask, Heidi. It is Wednesday, the 19th day of April. We are cruising right through this month. It's National Banana Day. You know, I like bananas, but I never think of getting a banana.
And when we have them, we don't end up eating them.
I know. But I do like them. National North Dakota Day, National Amaretto Day, National Garlic Day, National Oklahoma City Bombing Commemoration Day, very, very sad, and National Hanging Out Day. All of those things happening on this Wednesday. I don't know what day it is. Wednesday is what it is, the 19th of April. I have a guest joining me as well, Rachael MacFarlane. And if that name sounds familiar, think about Seth MacFarlane. It's his sister. And she's also one of the cast members on American Dad. Very talented young lady. And she's got some really fun stuff she's working on. Going to be chatting with Rachael MacFarlane coming your way in just a little bit on this Wednesday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Imagine, Heidi, you have a glass of water and a plate of chicken and broccoli and mushrooms. Would it be better to eat it as it is, or would it be better to blend it all together and drink it?
Ew.
Which one do you think would be better?
To eat it.
Well, not many people chose the second one, but according to a study from Nottingham Digestive Disease Center, when people who drank the blended soup, it actually kept them from feeling hungry for about an hour longer than people who actually ate the whole meal. So saying you blend it together and then you heat it like soup.
But you know what? The same thing can be said about like an energy drink.
Yeah.
When you drink those things, you're full. Well, at least I am.
I don't know.
Forever.
I don't drink those. So, but yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. And the thing that I think is interesting, because when I first said that, chicken, broccoli, mushrooms, and water blended together, you went, ew.
No, I wouldn't drink it.
But think about this. You would eat soup, right? It's basically just soup. That's kind of what it is. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know researchers have discovered what every chocolate lover has known for years? The last chocolate really does taste the best. Yeah, psychologists at the University of Michigan conducted tests with 52 students. They were each fed 5 small chocolates and asked to rate their enjoyment. Students who were told when they were approaching their final chocolate tended to rate their enjoyment of that one the highest.
Okay.
It's thought the preference of the final chocolate could be because of the positivity effect of the ending. This means that people expect an ending to be happy or want to get something good out of an experience while they can. So, just so you know, our program is going to be done soon. Well, not real soon, but eventually. Does that make you happy? I hope not.
Only if I get to have a chocolate tasting.
Yeah, let's do that. You know what? We should. We should go have some chocolates.
I'm good
Check
with that.
this out. All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. One of my favorite people on the planet, Ryan Reynolds, has reportedly bought a home in a small village not far from Wrexham in Wales. He owns the city soccer club there. The Sun said the Sun magazine, SUN, said he snapped up a home for $1.9 million in Marford, about 5 miles from the race course ground where they have this soccer club.
Okay.
They say it's all locals can talk about. His house is on the poshest road.
Of course.
Of course it would be. And he's back on the block at 30 Rock. Pete Davidson heading back to Saturday Night Live on May the 6th. Heidi is setting her DVR. He's going to host for the first time nearly a year after he exited the sketch comedy series. He's also going to be there kind of promoting a new thing he's got on Peacock called Bupkis. And he's got some of his former co-workers hanging out with him on that program as well.
I just don't get him.
I know you don't. That's why I said what I said. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A survey of women conducted by Real Simple Magazine found that more than 60% of women feel guilty spending what little time they do have on themselves.
Oh, I don't feel guilty at all.
Really? You don't feel guilty? All that time you spend without me doing fun stuff?
I don't do
sending
much.
Me photos of look how much fun I'm having while you're sitting home working.
I don't do much without you ever.
No, I know. We might spend too much time together.
I don't mind when I say I'm going to go run a few errands and then I spend a few hours shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll reach out. I'm like, you coming home? In a minute. I'm like, you've been gone for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
A study found that in homes where dishes were washed by hand, children were 40% less likely to develop allergies. So I wonder why that is. Does that mean those dishes would be cleaner or they're not as clean and they build up an immunity? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is there such a thing as a divorce gene? Well, a study found some women have a genetic makeup that makes them more likely than others to end a marriage. The gene affects how women process oxytocin. Am I saying that right? It's the cuddle hormone, which promotes feeling of love and affection. Well, some women don't process the hormone correctly, leading to bonding problems with partners and friends and their own children.
Yikes.
Researchers came to this conclusion after studying the DNA of more than 1,800 women and their partners. The women with a variation of the oxytocin, I don't know if I'm saying that right, OXYTOCIN. Is that how you'd say that?
I would assume so.
Anyway,
oxytocin.
Receptor gene. They were 50% more likely to be involved in bad marriages. So who gets to decide if the marriage is a bad marriage?
Or maybe a bad marriage alters.
Oh, I like what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So if you're already in a bad relationship, maybe it does something internally.
Yeah.
It alters your makeup.
But study that one. Smart study.
Maybe we can get a grant.
Oh, we should. Let's file the paperwork. Scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today, a very talented young lady, Rachael MacFarlane, and we're going to talk about American Dad Season 18. Holy cow, Season 18, is that right?
I don't even understand that. I mean, it's just, that's almost 2 decades of doing American Dad. And it's crazy. But yes, you're right, 18.
And American Dad is so well written and so well acted. It's such a fun program. And your character, you do such a great job of bringing that character to life.
Yeah, you know, when you've been doing a show as long as we've been doing American Dad, there's such an evolution of a character. You know, I mean, when we started almost 20 years ago, Haley's sort of core story was her liberalism and how she was just such an advocate for, you know, she was a pacifist, she was a tree hugger, and now, you know, she's married, she and Jeff live together, still in community college. But it's just sort of funny to watch how the writers have evolved the character. And, you know, vocally, I just still try to sound 18, 20 years in.
That is awesome. So the cool thing is, in a sense, you never have to grow up then, right?
That's the best part of voiceover, right? You can play the same character for 20 years. And no one can see you wear glasses and get Botox.
And they'd never know, like, if you didn't do your hair that day. And right now, like this, we could literally be doing this program in our underwear right now.
I know. It's true. Let's just hope that we're not, you know?
Well, I don't know about you, but no, new episodes of American Dad, they come out on Mondays on TBS. And this program, again, I still can't believe, season 18. When you guys are working on this, are you involved in the script at all? Or how involved are you in creating the program?
No, it's really interesting, actually. The formula hasn't changed in the 18 seasons, which is probably, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? It just works. We have a team of amazing writers. They are responsible for the script, and then we get it, and we do our table reads with the cast. Once upon a time, we were all together in a room. Now we're on Zoom, and we read the script. We sort of see what's funny and what's not, the jokes they should keep and what they shouldn't. And then about a week later, we jump on and record it. And that's how it goes. And
That's
then
awesome.
we don't see it again, obviously, for a year until it airs. So it always, feels fresh when we see it.
And
like,
that was the
I
thing
remember
I was going to ask is how far ahead, because it's crazy to me, how timely they feel, even though you're doing this a year in advance.
I know. Our season premiere, Fellow Traveler, I was watching it and I was like, oh, right. I remember this episode. Huh. And it felt like so long ago that we did the table read and the record. It was crazy. And like, yeah, here it is.
And
makes time go fast.
And the thing that's kind of a fun little twist for you, at least in this project, is you get to work with your brother. Now, are there times that that maybe is a little different working with your brother on a project?
Well, it's funny. Seth and I have been doing theater together and performing together since we were kids. So this has definitely always been an area that we work well together. But, he's been pretty hands-off with the shows for quite some time now. Ever since, he started doing film and The Orville and now Ted. So, I just recently recorded something for the new Ted series. So we're sort of working together on different projects. But with American Dad and Family Guy, he just pops on to do the voices for these. So
Nice.
It's really now more, our other people that we work with.
Are there ever times when you're looking at the script and you're going, I have to say this? Is this really what I have to say? This is my character now?
Yeah, all the time, every week.
I just think it's fun. That's why I was asking if you were involved in creating it, because some of the stuff that they have your character do, I think is just really fun.
Yeah, no, it's insane. I mean, we're recording a new season right now, and I did an episode last week that was just so insane. It was just a huge Haley episode, and the stuff they had me saying and doing, I was like, oh my God.
Well,
every writer writes it differently,
Well, and I love that they push the envelope and they have fun, but they kind of know where the line is, and sometimes get right up to it. But again, it's a fun program.
Yes, it is.
Well,
and I feel so lucky to be able to work on it for as long as I have.
Rachel, thank you so much for taking some time to visit with us about it.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Again, season 18, holy cow, American Dad, and you can catch new episodes of American Dad Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on TBS. I've got a link to all the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Maine, the state, only borders one other state, but Tennessee and Missouri each border 8 states. How crazy is that?
I've never thought about it.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In 2010, a Turkish scrap company purchased the cruise ship featured in the sitcom Love Boat. Guess how much they paid for it?
Oh, cool. How much?
$3.5 million.
Holy cow.
It was a scrap yard, though. They were just tearing it apart.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The European Chess Union has rules against a player showing cleavage. That's why I can't play. Just kidding.
Wow.
That didn't make any sense. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
President George Washington had the largest feet of any U.S. president. How big were his feet? What size shoes?
Size 16.
No, close. Size 14.
Oh.
Very close. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Leonardo da Vinci invented scissors. Yeah.
Oh.
That's pretty cool. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Canada has the longest coastline in the world. Yeah. Several fun facts. Now you know.
Fantastic.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. The average person will spend 175 minutes this weekend doing this. What do you think that is? It's each weekend. Nothing special about this weekend. 175 minutes.
Texting their parents.
No. Wow. Nice guess, Heidi. And the answer is riding in a vehicle. Yeah, 175 minutes riding in a vehicle. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Law enforcement agencies are overworked and understaffed, Heidi, which is why the Chippewa County, Michigan Sheriff Michael Bittner wrote the following on social media. He said, I would ask you to please give us the opportunity to catch up. The department's backlog of crime investigations is getting deep. We need a few months with no criminal activity or emergencies to respond to.
That would be super if that would work.
Citizens can help by not driving under the influence, not committing thefts or any sexual assaults, don't sell any drugs, and don't abuse children. Or bring other people's urine to court for your court-ordered drug testing.
Yeah.
Sheriff Bittner said, he knows it's unlikely, but one can hope.
It's worth a shot.
How weird would it be if people actually did listen to that?
That would be fantastic.
It's like, hey, everybody, just behave for the weekend.
Can you please be good?
Yeah, we're trying to get caught up. And we're like, oh, no crime this weekend.
That is awesome.
Sorry,
I love the sense of humor.
We're not supposed to break the law this weekend.
I would,
Weird news,
but I can't.
Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Your dad was a cheapskate, huh? Here's some frugal fathers, and this was all shared online, and I have my own in here. I'll see if Heidi knows which one is mine. My dad would melt down the last part of deodorant sticks from multiple deodorants to create a Frankenstein of sorts of deodorant. Is that my dad?
That is the ultimate cheap.
Okay. Do you think that was my dad?
No.
No, it wasn't. My dad once received used carpeting from a retail store that was closing and had to be remodeled for a future tenant. Industrial carpeting about as thick as a mouse pad, but it was free. So he bought it, brought it home, and did the entire basement with the carpeting. He even wrapped it up one wall because it was, quote, cheaper than wallpaper. Do you think that was my dad?
That could have been your dad.
No, that was not my dad. And the final one, which now, is my dad. My dad would save little bits of house paint, then mix them together in a 5-gallon bucket to create a new Frankenstein color.
I would have known that.
For the next project. I've talked to you about that.
We've done it.
I know, yeah. And you're like, you can't do that. I go, oh, my dad did this all the time.
We called it cat puke citrus.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And if you just imagine what that would look like.
Hideous.
It was awful. But it worked. The list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap, cheap, cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Quote today is from Sydney J. Harris, who says, when I hear somebody sigh, life is hard, I'm always tempted to ask, compared to what? Never thought of that,
Compared
did ya?
to death?
Huh? Oh, I suppose. I don't know. That seems pretty hard, too, though. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. And I think this is really kind of an amazing story. It's just as much as it is a good news story, it's an amazing story. Here's a headline. Dog returns home after a 166-mile Alaskan sea ice odyssey. Yeah, listen to this. Heartwarming reunion for a family and their dog who took an epic trek across 166 miles of frozen sea ice before he was returned safely to his home in Alaska. Mandy, who lives in Alaska, said she was visiting a different community in March when her kids and two of their family's 3 dogs were there with them, and one of the dogs disappeared. They looked for the dog over and over. They couldn't find this dog anywhere. 3 weeks later, the dog showed up. The girls went out to play, and they said, Mom, there's a dog out here that looks like Starlight. But it was not a dog that looked like Starlight. It was
Starlight.
Starlight. Their dog had somehow gotten herself 36 miles to the next town over. She was like, I was like, stop the snow machine. Starlight, what are you doing? She couldn't believe it. Anyway, somehow this dog ended up 166 miles from one place to the other. So I just think that's amazing.
That's crazy.
So anyway, I'm trying to skip through here and read, and there's a lot of town names that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. So they were in one place and the dog was in another place. We'll say that. If you would like to read this entire story without my spelling and grammatical errors that are coming out of my mouth, you can find the entire link and the story and everything in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Heartwarming story. And I always think that's fascinating. We actually had a dog one time that we had purchased a dog and brought the dog home, and the dog looked like it was a lazy dog, but it was just resting up. We opened the door, and the dog ran out through the gate and ran all the way back to its old house.
And then they called us and said, your dog is here. We're like, I think that's your dog.
That's your dog. You go ahead. You keep that dog.
That is not our dog.
That dog doesn't like us. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.